Hello everyone, this is Herd85. Welcome to another preview video for one of my mods for Pro Wrestling Sim. This is the August 2022 update. So I'm just going to be running through some of the changes that's in this game, like some of the new companies that have been added, why there's a new pitch pack, you know, a lot of little minor things to be honest. So if we start off, straight away you can see there's different logos and different pictures of superstars. This is mainly because loading time took a while with the massive picture pack I had before, which was about 3.5 gig, which is now down to about a gig, and a lot of the pictures are in PNG format. So let's run through some of the companies in the game. There's a lot more than before. So we'll start off with AAW. Absolute Intense is still in the game. Obviously, so is All Elite Wrestling with its updated roster. So for the sake of the game, the All Atlantic titles in the picture pack, and John Moxley will be the world champ. So let's quickly scroll through the roster, but mainly a lot of people that watch AEW should know the roster. All Japan's now been added. So it's Big Time Japan Wrestling, Big Japan Pro Wrestling. A lot of the Japanese companies weren't in my last update. These took a while because title history just takes a while. Black Label Pro, Capital City Championship Combat, or C4. See, a lot of these pictures as well were taken off their official Twitter, so that's why CMML's picture looks like that. I thought something different was a little bit cool, I suppose. DDT, DPW. Again, a lot of these rosters were based off their Twitter most recent appearances, so obviously I release updates every couple of months, so I'll be keeping an eye on a lot of these sort of indie companies where who's wrestling. And Game Changers still in there. Gotch Move Pro Wrestling's in the game. ICW No Holds Barred. Hardcore Promotion. Still got Impact. Ice Ribbons added to the game. Insane Championship Wrestling. Lucha Libre AAA. Johnny Superstar there. Major League Wrestling. Melbourne City Wrestling. North Wrestling from the UK. So for now, NXT still its own brand, roster, promotion, because Triple H is going to be running NXT and WWE. I'm debating whether to make NXT just the third brand for WWE, so everyone's under the same banner, as they say. It's fairly up to date. Again, quite often I only add people I've got pictures for, so hopefully the pictures look okay. There's a few that I've had to attempt to cut myself. So that was NXT UK, NWA, New Japan. Don't know why the main event, probably because they're overness. The pushers were auto assigned. New Japan of America, Progress Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, Pro Wrestling Noah, so RVD is in there, Pro Wrestling Eve, Rev Pro from the UK. So a little mini one here, Rhodes Wrestling Academy. It's only a very minor promotion. Dustin Rhodes does run it, and I thought he does train a lot of superstars. They may or may not officially be its roster, but you know, it's a fun little extra to add. Ring of Honor, again based on the current circumstances. At the moment I have set this as a developmental, I think, for AEW, but I guess that will change in the coming months depending on how they progress. Seedling Japan, sent the girls, so again lots more Japanese wrestling. Simmer. So Terminus I've left in despite what Jonathan Grisham sort of said recently. Hopefully it continues, but if it doesn't run a show by the next update, I shall remove them. TNT, The Crash, Wrestling Revolver, which is Sami Callihan's promotion. So you've got Switchblades in there, Callahan and John Moxley. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, added Warrior Wrestling. New promotion, Women's Wrestling Army, all female promotion. Again, minimal roster for now until, you know, they run a few more shows. World Series Wrestling, this is an Australian promotion. This is basically filled with a lot of ex-WWE and current Impact superstars, and some AEW sometimes go out there. Stardom still in the game, of course. And finally, WWE, which we will be running as. See Stephanie and Triple H in charge. This is updated from last night's SummerSlam. So you got Bayley back, Dolph back as a face. Update pictures for some people. Max Dupree. But again, this is auto assign pushes. Of course, you can just change it if you want Theory to be more main event level, for argument's sake. Mace is there. I'm not sure why Molly Holly's down as enhancement. She should be a staff member. So we'll just call it test and test save. So contract expiries, if I wanted to do it, you got Naomi, because I'm not really sure what's happening with her, and we've got Sasha Banks to potentially renew. I've updated the calendar because that was one of the things pointed out to me last month. So events, so you WWE, you got 3 TV shows. Up to date calendar, day 1's in, Rumble obviously, WrestleMania's 2 nights, Backlash, Clash at the Castle, which would be, if you play as WWE's, this would be your next pay-per-view. And they did leave the old tribute for the troops in there, but this was based off Wikipedia. So as you see, got quite a lot of shows to book before you get to your pay-per-view. Let's have a look at, so we have developmental, if we wanted to call anybody up. So instead of calling people up, I'm going to show you how you can book NXT talent on your roster without actually calling them up. So for argument's sake, if you wanted to make your own Forbidden Door, you could, as long as you have an alliance with someone. So the titles are obviously up to date. You got Liv Morgan's your women's champion. Vacated tag titles. You've got inactive belts in case you want to bring a blast from the past back. Stables are sort of up to date. Didn't know what to call him at the moment. Obviously that will change based on August, and obviously same with Miz's little trio at the moment. And there's your current injuries. There may be more. Please feel free to point out if there is any more. So yeah, as you can see, the pictures are different. So if I clicked on AJ, you know, there's only one picture to choose from. I will be slowly updating a picture pack, so you have a little bit more choices. Like Alexa Bliss has got 3 to pick from. But it's a bit of a slow and steady job on the old picture pack. Obviously the titles, man known as The Who, some of you may or may not know him. He uploaded a bump picture pack. It's what I've used for the singles titles. If he's watching, I like the old title and title for tag, so that's a personal preference. So yeah, phone ringing in the background, it's always handy. Liv Morgan, obviously women's championships, quite a big picture. Reigns gets both belts, so it's a little cool new feature where the manager appears. If you wanted to remove it, change it, you just click here and assign or unassign him. So let's go forward and book a show. We'll auto book main event because it just put one match on for us. Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler. Amazing. So this is obviously Raw. So for argument's sake, if I wanted the Street Profits versus, and then you just click up here where it says Raw, Child Promotions, NXT, and then put Pretty Deadly there. There you go, and then the usual, and that's how you use NXT on the main roster. You literally just click up here, NXT UK for argument's sake, book a match. Do it, say by, you have Tyler Bate, mix and match, Braun Breaker, Bobby Lashley. And titles, you can only book your titles, and I'm pretty sure we can give it to someone that's not on your roster. So as you see there, Braun Breaker wins the US title. So just for argument's sake, we're just going to quickly fill out, I'm not going to put any angles, we're just going to fill out a card, have it on auto book as well, auto save. I always like to hide when I've booked someone so they just disappear off the roster. And that team needs deleting. So like I said, it's not perfectly up to date, but enough, I guess. But I'm just going to get the minimum time so we run the show. We can see how the title change works. Let's book the Judgment Day. So Cody Rhodes is still at, he had an injury set, but for some reason you can only have it as a brief injury, so it's down as an arm injury. So another question for the future, if someone's got a long-term injury, are you guys happy if I just put it as a brain injury, because the brain injury keeps them off the roster, keeps them out of angles. Again, let me know your thoughts. Again, I'm keeping it very, very, very basic on the booking here. Match should have a met. You can obviously do multiple things here. Theory's getting a lot of Alright. Oh, there you go. So there you go. OMS managed by MVP, so it automatically puts MVP there. Let's make OMS look good, make him win. MVP can interfere. Alright, let's get one more. If you want just the whole roster, just WWE, boom, everyone's there. Raw, Smackdown. So if I wanted Brock, Cedric Alexander, needs a couple more minutes. Man, we've still got loads of time to do. Brutes versus the Mysterios. Oop, that would have been bad. This is why some people don't like booking as WWE. It just takes a long time to book the roster, the show. It's a Becky face. Team with Mandy Rose. Actually, let's make it triple threat there. There we go. Alright, so this is all to see the title change and show you how it works. So as you see, NXT versus Raw. Sheamus won that one for the Brutes. 60. So when you make them look good, this happens a lot. 4 seems to be the maximum you can get someone over, but the person they beat takes a hit. So you can get someone over pretty quick, but the other person's going to take a hit. This could be a rivalry for the future if anyone plays the game. Bliss versus Bailey. So, wow, 98% for this one. So I put a lot of, this was chaotic, major spot and a minor spot. The gimmicks helped, the crowd was into it. Big spot had the crowd at its feet. They liked the special entrances. So this got a good rating because you paid money to make it look good, make Theory look good. And then Brock just destroys Cedric. It's a 4-star match. So here you go, Braun Breaker's your new US champ. He's still technically on NXT. Got a bit of an overman's boost there. Cody got the win here. Becky picks up the win in the. And then the super team of Cena and Edge beat Alpha Academy. So this wasn't really to be an 88 for a thrown together show. So it could be easy being WWE. So just because AEW trying to keep. So you'll get a lot of news on day one. I won't be going through them all because it's not the point of this particular video. But as we should see now on titles, your US champ is now Braun Breaker. If you wanted to vacate it, you could. However, we're going to fly through to Smackdown. So you can see that you can keep him as the champion. Mysterio wants to work with Edge, so that would be pretty cool. Lots of signings. So if you're given a written contract to someone, let's have a look at developmental. So there you go, look. Braun Breaker's got the NXT US title. I could always recall him. He would have the US title. And I think he would still have the NXT belt until NXT took it off him. I should have just clicked. Never mind. You can have a little bit of a preview of other shows. Obviously you can see FTR, the Hardys. Depends. Sting is down as being active in the ring at the moment. That can obviously change based on how you want to use Stinger. Look at that, JBL signs for the Rhodes Academy. Deborah Malenko gets picked up by a lot of people. So there's Alex Garcia. And there you go, look. So if I wanted Bron Breakker to be back, you just book him in a match, put him against anyone, and it should come up. Because he's the champion, you can use the US title. Boom. Well, that's a quick preview. Thank you everyone for giving it a go. Let me know what you think. The mod will be updated on Be The Booker. Hit me up on Twitter if you fancy just give me some feedback. And as before, a lot of these mods will be updated every couple of months, so it gives me a chance to do other things in between, like historical mods. I've got 2001 out there if anyone wants to give that a go. And yeah, like I said, thanks again, take care, and I'll catch you later.